Okay, let's be honest for a second here. Interviews will make up the large majority of the stuff that you shoot if you're just coming up. If you're just starting, interviews are one of the key things that you have to get right early on to separate yourself and push yourself down that commercial path where you're going to be involved in more exciting projects, more narrative-based stuff, more story stuff. If you can get the interview stuff right, you can take those principles and apply them to almost any shot. And that is what we are talking about in today's cinematography series. It's interview lighting, how to do it right, how to make subtle changes, things that can take something that looks a little bit lit and make it feel very natural, very realistic. And you can take these principles that we discuss and they will go for any shot. They'll go for any short film. They'll go for any music video. It's all in the balances of the ratios and the lighting and where it's coming from and the framing. We go over all of that stuff today in this little snippet from the Patreon live stream. And there's an hour-long worth of information here that you can find on patreon.com/wanderingdp. This is just a small section of that live stream. So if you're interested, be sure to check out the link for more details, and we'll see you on the other side. Let's look at the next one. What have we got? See if I can get this in one click. Nope. Nope. Jesus. Okay. Here we go. This is our interview bit. We got a lot of good things going, a lot of things that I like. I would only make one small change. So, in terms of the subject, the framing, let's talk about the framing first. Awesome frame. You got person, you got them on that third, lined up nicely. You got enough room for them to breathe, and you got these things running down the background. They're wooden. It looks great against his super pasty white skin. You got the redhead ginger look going. That's cool. You got this line in the background. That's nice, deep background. It looks like a big space. Looks awesome. Talking about the lighting. Again, you got the lighting in the right spot. You're looking down this way. You got blacks up here, which is taking away all of that bounce. You got your light over here, feeding this thing nice and soft. Really good shadow. You got that cheek shadow looking really, really nice. All good. Nice outfit for the interview, not a fucking white shirt ruining our whole level. You got all those things going for you. And you got great level in the background. You got really good level in the background. The criticism, or what I would be looking at and going, fuck, we got to change, is it looks like they're lit. It looks like this guy's lit. You know what I mean? And you can see it here. I look like I'm lit. I got this light. It's just there. This light does not match the ambient of the room at all. The rest of the room is so far down, you can feel that the light is just there. And the same goes for this. It feels like the light is just there. And you're saying, well, yeah, Patrick, that's where the light is. How do you make it not feel like that? Well, there's a few different ways you can go about it. And I'll tell you the more interesting way. One of the ways is that it is brighter. Here is so much brighter than the rest that you can lift the ambient. Or in this case, because you don't have a lot of crew, all you would do would be to knock the level out of that light. You would then have to adjust your exposure by opening up or taking out an ND, which would then raise the background. So you can knock a little bit out of your light, raise out the background. But I thought you just said you like that level in the background. And yes, I do. I like that level in the background. So what do we need in order to sell this as not being just a light off screen? Well, we need another one of these. We need another one of this level somewhere back here. We need to sell that this is coming from something that's not a light over there. So we need either you just make another little frame here, another little window frame. You give us a highlight because we don't have any highlights back here. We just have good level. We have good room tone, but we need a highlight or two even. You know, give us one on the stairs here, give us something here so that will say, and you can do this easy. We're talking, you could source for it. If you got a Joe Lecco, or Lico, as some people call it, you could source for it, and that's one of the easiest ways to get those nice crisp shadows. Or you could grid something with a harder light, or you could just add, even just backlighting these little steps here, just something at a highlight range that is going to be as much as this, right? That would be my thing here. So it doesn't feel lit. We need it to feel part of the ambient. Oh shit, battery. All right, folks, that is going to do it for this episode of the cinematography series. Interview lighting. Hopefully, we talked about some things that you may not find somewhere else, right? It's more than we cover a lot of the basics on the podcast, and then in the live stream, it's about going in depth, in detail, the little tiny changes that will make a very big difference in the final result, and it'll help you not only in getting the actual images, but also dealing with business things, dealing with queries for work, with problems with producers or directors or gaffers or things like that. That's what we're going over in those live streams, where the questions come from the supporters. They have their own issues. Everyone's at their own spot in their career where they're going to be facing different challenges and tackling different issues. And that's the idea behind the live stream, is to make it a give and take, where I can learn some things, you can learn some things, and we'll look at a project. And if you're interested in getting your project featured, go over to patreon.com/wanderingdp. You send it in there, and hopefully we can get it on the live stream and keep the support going. So many thanks. And if you got questions about any of the gear that we use to film this or any of the commercial stuff, you can find that link in the description below. And make sure to check out the big podcast as well at wanderingdp.com. And we will see you in the next installment of the cinematography series.